So today we are going to look at LeetCode problem 946, which is validate stack sequence. So you are given two sequence of push and pop, operations or arrays, which you can see here, pushed and popped, and you have been asked to return true if and only if this could have been the result of a sequence of push and pop operations on an initial empty stack. So let's try to understand this problem, looking at one example that I put here, which is different from the original, problem statement. It is missing the phi number, but the reason for that is this will be easier for us to understand and list all the possible, results. So if you see this, you are given a pushed array which has a sequence of element in it, and what it means is you can basically push the elements within this element array one after another. So let's say if you push one, you can push two after you have pushed one. Similarly, you can push three after you push two, and you can push four after you push three. So before we start looking at solving the problem, let's look at one simple example which I have listed here. So in this example, there are only four elements, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I've listed all the possible combinations here. So let's look at what it try to understand what this means. So the pushed array signifies that you can push the elements which are present in this array in a particular sequence. So what it means is you have to push the element 1 before you can push 2. Similarly, you can push 3 only after 2, and 4 after 3. So this is the sequence in which you can push the elements on an empty stack. Now we can make one particular observation here. If you look at this, all these possibilities, when you try to push elements in a particular order or a sequence, there could be numerous possibilities in which you can pop the element, honoring the sequence of push operations. So let's try to understand what I just said through this particular example. So you have been given an empty stack and you are given a sequence of push operations in this example, as you can see. Now there are various possible ways in which you can pop the element for this one particular sequence. So let's look at one possible example. So let's say you have an empty stack and you push 1, followed by that you push 2, followed by that you push 3, and then finally you push 4. And now your top of the stack is 4. So you can very well do 4 pops, in the sense you can pop 4, after that the top of the stack will be 3, so you can pop 3, followed by that you can pop 2, and then you can pop 1. So this is one possibility. There could very well be another possibility. Let's look at that possibility. So let's say you pushed 1 on stack, you push 2, and then you push 3, but instead of pushing 4 after 3, what you did was you basically popped 3. So if you see the second example, this is a pop of 3 which I just mentioned, and followed by that you did a push 4, and then you pushed all your elements on the stack. So you do 3 pops, which is you pop 4, you pop 2, and then you popped 1. So that could be another valid possibility. Now let's look at another possibility which is listed here. So if you see this, what we can do to produce this sequence of pop is you can push 1, you can push 2, you can push 3, and instead of pushing 4, you popped 3, which is top of the stack, which is this, which you can see here. And after that, you could very well push 4, or you can pop the current top of the stack, which is 2 at that point in time. So in this case, we can, we decide to say pop the top of the stack, which is 2, which you can see here. So again, to reiterate, we pushed 1 on an empty stack, then we push 2, then we push 3 on empty stack, the top of the stack is 3, we pop the top of the stack, which is 3 in this case. Now the top of the stack is 2, so we also pop, let's say, the top of the stack, which is 2 in this case, so 3 followed by 2, and then we decided to push 4 which is now the top of the stack, and then we have two element on the stack, 4 which is top of the stack, and beneath that is 1. So we do, let's say, two pop operations, which is pop 4 and then followed by that pop 1, which you can see here, 4 and 1. So similarly, if you see, there are multiple different valid or correct pop sequences that I have listed here for this particular push array. So if you see multiple correct pop sequences, and all of these are valid combinations. So if you notice a pattern here, what you will observe is whenever you are, say, pushing elements on top of the stack, let's say whether you are here or anywhere for that matter, let's say if for example you are here, then you can at any point of time probably pop the top of the stack, or you can push the next element on top of the stack. So there are always these two possibilities that you have at any point of time, right? Let's say you decided to push 1, 2 and 3, and then instead of pushing 4, you could very well pop 3 from the stack. So now you have 1 and 2 on top of the stack, 2 with 2 on the top of the stack, and you have the possibility of pushing 4, or you also have the possibility of popping 2. So I think this particular observation is very important, and we'll see how that can be used to solve this problem. So basically we looked at all the correct possibilities, right? Now let's look at what could be incorrect pop sequences for a given push sequence. So in this example, if you see the first example, we have this pop sequence which is 4 followed by pop of 1 followed by 2 and 3. So these are all the pop operations in that sequence. And let's try to see whether this is a valid or invalid sequence. We already know that it is incorrect, but let's try to see why it is incorrect. So in order to pop 4 first, you need to make sure that you push 1, 2, 3 and 4 on the stack. So basically you have 4 as the top of the stack. So at this point of time you can pop 4, which is the top element, so which is right here. After you pop 4, now you have these 3 elements on the stack, with 3 being the top of the stack. So there is no way you can pop 1, which is expected in this sequence. So you cannot pop 1 followed by a pop of 4, because 3 is the top of the stack. So there is no way you can directly jump at the bottom of the stack to get this element. So this is an invalid sequence. Similarly, let's look here at the second example, right? So you can push 1, 2 and 3 on the stack. So you have this 3 element on the stack with 3 as the top of the stack. Now you can very well pop 3, which is expected here in this pop sequence. So you pop 3. Now you have this 2 element remaining, with 2 being the top of the stack and 4 being still remaining to be pushed on the stack. Now after pop of 3, it is expected that you can pop 1. Again, in this case, you cannot pop 1 unless you pop 2 before you pop 1, right, in this specific case. So again, this is an invalid possibility. And let's look at the third possibility. So in this case, you are expected to pop 1 first, followed by that you are expected to pop 4. So let's see whether it is possible to do that. So in order to pop 1, we have to push 1, and only then we can pop 1. So 1 has to be the top of the stack. So we cannot push all these elements after 1. So we have to do a push of 1 and then do a pop of 1, which is fine. And then let's say we want to pop 4. So that means that we have to push 2, 3 and 4. So 4 is on the top of the stack now. And now you can very well pop 4, which you can do. So up to this we are correct. So now you have 2 and 3 are the 2 elements that are in the stack, with 3 being the top of the stack. And it is expected that 2 needs to be popped here. Now in this case it is not possible because 3 is the top of the stack. So you have to first pop 3 and only then you can pop 2. But in this case it is expected that you do the reverse. You pop 2 before you pop 3. So this is again an invalid sequence. So with this observation of correct pop sequence and incorrect pop sequence, it will become easier to solve this problem. So based on the 2 observations that we made earlier, let's take a look at this particular example and try to find out whether this particular pop sequence is a valid pop sequence for the given push sequence. So we take a index for a pop sequence, we position it at index 0, and then we keep on incrementing this to find whether this sequence is the correct sequence or not. So when we position it at the first element, in this case it is 4. What this really means is you are expecting the element that needs to be popped is 4. So that means that 4 has to be at the top of the stack. Now if you look at this push sequence, when will element 4 be the top of the stack? The element 4 will be the top of the stack only when you can push 1, 2, 3 and then followed by that 4. So basically you have to push all these 4 elements and then you can pop 4. So we start with I here and we try to iterate through all the elements in push until we find a 4 which is same as this I element. So now let's say we find both are same. So that means that now we can pop 4 which is the top of the stack so that we can get this element in the pop sequence. And then we increment I to I plus 1. So now our new I is positioned at the next element which is 5 in this case. So now we have 1, 2 and 3 on the stack where 3 is the top of the stack. 4 has already been popped because it matched, and now we have again two possibilities, right? We can either pop 3 or we can push 5 on the stack based on what we see here. Now again we'll check what is this current element which is expected, right? What is the element that needs to be popped from the top of the stack? So here 5 needs to be popped, but currently the top of the stack is 3, so obviously we cannot we cannot do that. So there is other possibility where instead of popping 3 because it is not matching, we can very well push 5 on top of the stack. So when we push 5 on top of the stack, this 5 will become the top of the stack, and after that you can pop the 5 which is which is matching the ith element here. So let's do that. So let's push 5 and then we pop 5 and then let's increment I. So in this case 5 5 match, so you popped 5 from the top of the stack and now your I becomes the next element which is 3. Now you have these 3 elements on the stack, 3 being the top of the stack. So 3 and the top of the stack and I is matching, so you just pop it and increment I again. So now I becomes 2. Now you have 1 and 2 on stack, with 2 being top of the stack. You can match 2 with ith element, they are both matching, so you can pop 2 from the top of the stack. That leaves you with only one element which is 1 on the stack, and now your next I is again 1 and both are again matching, so you can pop 1 as well. And finally with this your stack is empty. Now if you follow this particular pattern and at the end of this, if your stack turns out to be empty, then it basically means that it's a correct sequence. At any point of time, if you are not able to do this, or if you leave an empty non-empty stack, then you will have an incorrect pop sequence. With all the observations that we have made so far, it will be very simple to implement this algorithm. I have given an example source code in the video below. You can click on the link to find that example, and with this understanding, hopefully you'll be able to answer this question in your interview.